Hello everyone and welcome back to a new PHP programming tutorial. In today's tutorial we are gonna talk about the prepared statements. Basically, prepared statements are normal SQL statements but are processed in a special way to prevent problems that could occur in your program later on. So to demonstrate this, I've created these two pages. We have a login.php. It has an action to do login with a post method, and we have username field and password. Very straightforward, and the information is being passed here. I didn't do any checking on the post parameters. However, all I'm doing is including the database function connection file, opening the connection, and then getting the username and password fields, and then creating this select statement. Select star from users where username, whatever username I provide, and password equals whatever password I am providing. And then I run this query to get the result, and if the result is 0 rows, it means it didn't return anything. So I go back to the login page. Otherwise, it means my login information is accurate. So I print the message hello. Very straightforward. So we have Smith123 and login. Sorry, I think Todd 123 Todd 123. Anyway, so this is hello. So far so good. Now the problem arises um, with this style of string concatenation. Uh, Now, if you provide some special string in here, it is possible to break your program or cause an error. So, for example, I will just say Todd single quotation with the password 123 and press login, and I get a fatal error. So what's the reason for this? Let's put a breakpoint and debug. Let us refresh the page. Yes, resubmit the form. So this is the username. We have Todd dot, right? So now we are going to run this statement and you will see the result in SQL. So this is gonna be Todd single quotation between two single quotations. So press F10, and this one I will just evaluate in debug console. What do we have? Select star from users where username equal Todd single quotation. You can see now this single quotation is closed here, and then there is another single quotation, and this is what caused an invalid SQL statement, right? This is one of the cases. Some kind of invalid user input or something wrong, or maybe the user just added a single code into the password field, which he could totally do. This is totally legal for a password to have special characters. So I will have a password 123 single code and press login, and I will get the same problem, right? So how do you tell MySQL that whatever is written here is not, part of the original statement, but part of the string that it is checking against? Well, uh, before that, sorry, before we get to that, there's another very important case. Sorry. If someone wants to cause a problem, he could do some kind of weird input like the one I'm writing here. Doesn't always work, but let's say he might enter something like this, and he could enter login, and it is going to work. Again, the reason for that is also the resulting SQL will be valid regardless of the input. It is possible to do these things. So, to prevent the program crash or the page crash because of invalid user input, or maybe a valid user input, or to prevent someone attacking your site and causing problems, you need to do or use what is called the prepared SQL statements. So in order to do that, things are very straightforward and easy to do. First, you need to go and change the parameters into question marks. This is the first step. Now, instead of result, we will have prepared stmt, or let's say st for statement, and instead of query, prepare, right? So here I am going to prepare a statement. This will tell my database that I'm writing a special a SQL statement with parameters, and I want these parameters to be which are these two, sorry, these parameters to be processed correctly. Next, I will have to tell MySQL what these question marks are. So I'm going to say stro bind param. So the first one is string, so I put an S. The second one is string, I put an S. If it is an integer, I will put an I. Next, I will add username, then a password. So now I just bound these together. Then I will just say stro execute. So I just executed the statement. Now I need to get the result. So here result should equal to st, come on, arrow, and I need to get the result, right? Very straightforward. So maybe how many extra lines? We have 3 extra lines, I think. Yeah, just the 3 extra lines here, and it should solve the issue. So let's go back to our code. Let's go back here. So this is the weird input I wrote before that will cause the user to bypass the login. So now if I press login, it doesn't allow me. If I say Todd 1 2 3 and I put a single quote, as you can see here, and login, doesn't allow me. But if I say Todd and 1 2 3, the legal data entry and login, it works, right? So now, as you can see, we are not making a string concatenation as we did before. We are passing the SQL statement to the database, telling it what the parameters should be, and the database will update the SQL statement in the correct way, add escape characters and things like that to make it a valid statement, and then execute it. Then we could get the result. This is all you need to know about preparing the statement. It's not very hard. As you can see, it's almost the same. We only added these 3 parts, right? So in the previous method, we just say db arrow query and pass the SQL statement. Here we are preparing, binding, and executing the statement. Preparing, basically passing the SQL statement to the database, binding, telling the database what the parameters are, and executing the result against the database and then getting the result. Very simple. Just 3 lines of code that will save you lots of trouble later on in the future. So I hope this will be easy to understand, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye bye.